QuickBooks Basics, how to write checks and pay bills. All right. There are two methods for paying bills in QuickBooks: write checks and bill payment. The method you choose depends on the urgency and status of the bill. You are not required to use the same method for all purchase transactions. All right. To write checks. The write check method is commonly referred to as the cash method and should be used to pay any bills that are immediately due, print checks on demand such as COD shipments, record handwritten checks, ATM withdrawals, bank transfers, and other bank debits that may occur in the course of a day. Okay? Now, from within QuickBooks, go to the banking menu and select the Write Checks option. All right, the Write Checks option. Select that, and then enter the check number or select to be printed box if you wish to print the check instead of, not. This field will also accept text such as ATM withdrawal, transfer, or debit, or anything else that helps trace your transaction in your bank account register. Enter the type of expenses incurred. If you switch to the Items tab, you may also add inventory items purchased. Enter the appropriate notes that you would like to transfer into the client's invoice. Enter the name of the customer or client, the project, job, or matter, if applicable, to track the job costs. Note: this icon indicates that you are going to copy these costs to the client's invoice. If you do not wish to invoice the client, single-click on the red X, and it'll appear over it. Tip: QuickBooks uses the check date to track which month the expenses should appear. For example, if the check is dated January 10th, 2020, then the expenses will appear in the profit and loss report in the month of January 2020. Bill payment. My phone doesn't focus very good. Sorry, guys. Bear with me. The bill payment method is typically referred to as accrual method. I'm not sure if I'm saying that word right, but that's how it's spelled. This is a two-step method that should be used for any bills that you expect to pay later. These may include, but not limited to, recurring payables such as rent, utilities, and shipments for inventory purchases. Step 1. Go to the Vendors menu and select Enter Bills option. Enter the date of the bill. The bill due date should be the date you are expected to pay the bill. Enter the reference number. Tip: reference number should be the invoice number or something that makes the bill unique. You cannot use account numbers, or QuickBooks will tell you it is a duplicate bill when it searches through your database. Use the memo field to copy the account numbers onto a check. Enter the type of expenses incurred. If you switch to the Items tab, you may also add inventory items purchased. You can also use a combination of expenses and items. Enter notes that you will like to transfer the client's invoice. Enter the name of the customer or client and project, job, matter, if applicable. I have a hard time with that word. Applicable. Note: this icon indicates that you're going to copy these costs to the client's invoice. And if you do not wish to invoice the client, single-click on the icon and the red arrow will appear. Tip: QuickBooks uses the date to track which month the expenses should appear. For example, if the bill is dated January 10th, 2020, the profit and loss report will show the expenses in the month of January 2020, regardless of when the bill is actually paid. There, if you guys want to see the letters. When you're ready to pay the bill, go to the Vendors menu and select Pay the Bills option. Select the outstanding bills that you desire to pay by placing the check mark in the left column. Enter the amount you wish to pay. QuickBooks will select the full amount by default, but you may override the amount with a smaller amount. Select the preferred method of payment. This can be any checking account or credit card. When you select Pay and Close, QuickBooks will create a check in your checkbook register. Note, print the check by selecting the Print Checks option from the File menu. I know that video is probably horrible, but I got more videos on how to record sales receipts next, okay?